welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Scoreline. My name is Robinson Okenya. Now, in the first part of the show, we've looked at Dubai Sevens, we've looked at Sekafa. Remember, Kisumu will be hosting the semi-finals of Sekafa. That is something that we got from the press conference that was held this morning by Football Kenya Federation President Nick Mwendo and Kisumu Governor Anyang' Nyong'o. We've always also looked a bit at the Far East Basketball Academy. We've gotten to know more about them, and this part of the show, we are also still going to look at the Far East Basketball Academy and look at the development of basketball in the country before going into the English Premier League matches that we expect this afternoon. So still with me here in studio is Shema Otieno, Caroline Jerry, and Zedekiah Otieno, all from the Far East Basketball Academy. And I've just seen her T-shirt. It's written FEBA Kilimani, and from what I understand, you guys are in Kayole. So why is it written FEBA Kilimani?
FEBA Kilimani came in because of now the interest. Because for a very long time we've based ourselves in Kayole, but now we're getting people calling us that why don't you guys start programs on the other side of town? So after having 2 or 3 kids from the other side of Kilimani traveling across town to come to Kayole just to be trained basketball, now we saw it that we should have a branch in Kilimani. So the program is normally on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays at Loresho Springs apartment. They donated a basketball court for us that we can use for free, so that we can just be able to help kids, develop them, improve their skills, and also just impact them through life skills.
Shem, let's talk about basketball development in the country. Do you feel like, more is being put into, developing basketball in the country?
Okay, to call a spade is that less and less and less is being put in terms of development of basketball in Kenya. When I talk about development of basketball, okay, we have human development and the way people grow, and we need to understand that, how we grow and how we grow with the game. And at the age of 10, have you ever seen any national team for under 10 in Kenya? Under 12? Under 14, do we have any structure? There is none. And recently, we had the under 16, that Zone 5 in Mombasa.
Yes.
And I was privileged to be the head coach.
The coach.
Yeah,
Yes.
Of the under 16 national team boys. Yes. And I think me and Kimani, my assistant coach, will testify. And in terms of preparation of the boys, both boys and girls, because if you check on how Rwanda came in terms of the way they are prepared, and how Egypt came in, the way they were prepared, because those are the teams that came for the tournament, plus us and Tanzania, it was quite different. And representation, when you talk of young kids, matters a lot. And in terms of kitting, in terms of trainings, and the way we conduct trainings, and the way we bring up the team itself, it was very, very different. And I remember a game I played against Rwanda, the first game I played against Rwanda. And my kids felt inferior just because the way the team Rwanda came in the court, the way they were presenting themselves, the uniform, the tracksuit, the way they just present themselves. Not before even the game itself, but these are kids. And
just from presentation.
Presentation itself.
Yes.
2 of the kids came to me and told me, "Coach, are you sure you want to play that game with those kids?" No. Do we have any tracks? We need to do something. I told them, "You go just give your A game." And I liked it because they played very well. The first quarter we played bad, but when we were going inside the game, they realized, okay, basketball is not about also clothing itself, but also skills. And we played it. And from there, and I picked it differently, that in 2 years' time, you're going to have the same tournament again. I don't know in which country, but I don't know. And we need to prepare. We need to prepare in that we start picking kids at the age of 13 and 14, who we know that this is a team that we need to focus on to build up to the national team. So that now we have structure. From now, this development, when you have like 15 or 20 kids who are playing for the under 16, and they move as a block to the next U18
Yes.
and move as a block to the next U21
Yes.
and to the senior team. We're going to have a very strong team. That's how even they do it. Rwanda do that. Egypt do that. Most countries, even Angola and they move with structure. This team moves, the other one comes.
So basically, we have not set up the right structures in the country.
Yeah.
Briefly, Zico, women's basketball in the country, what is your view?
My take is still the same with what Shem is saying, because I'll agree. I was also in South Africa, but not for the Basketball Without Borders, but for the Junior NBA Festival that was in Royal Bafokeng. And we look at Zimbabwe, we look at South Africa themselves, we look at preparation in terms of we are going to play a tournament. Because if you're going to play a tournament, we need early preparation, we need structures. Because basketball women in Kenya, it can be better. Because like even in the Fights Basketball Association, we have more girls than boys. It means girls are taking up the sport very, very positively and they're running with it. But I'll also say that the federation is not helping them so much. But I like the fact that they've come up with their own commission. And I do believe their commission should be strong enough to channel their views and even pull out for the federation and run their own league independently. Because if they can be able to do that, they can be able to marshal up the support, they can be able to put up their own structures, and they can be able to develop the female basketball program in Kenya, and it can go places.
Thanks a lot, Zeko. Members from the Far East Basketball Academy that we have here in Nairobi talking to us about basketball and the development of basketball. Remember, Shem Otieno is the coach for the under 16 Kenya national team, boys national team that we have here in the country. But now, moving away from basketball, let's get into some judo, where the East and Central Africa Judo Cadets Championship continued at the Kasarani Stadium. 12 countries are participating in the event, where Kenya has presented 51 judokas. Chairman Shadrach Maluki announced that the government has offered wide-ranging sponsorship in a year that several referees have been supported in training in the country and abroad through the International Judo Federation.
The main purpose of this event is to prepare our junior and cadets for the Youth Olympic Games. Here we have 12 countries that are participating in Kenya. Then next year we'll be in African Championship in Bujumbura, Burundi. Then after that we'll be proceeding to the Youth Olympic Games in Argentina.
Huwa tunatarajia ushindi uende kwetu Burundi, ndio kwa sababu hapa tumekuja utafuta ushindi. Na lazima Mungu akitujalia tutaenda nao Burundi. Huwa kwa sababu mechi zote huwa East Africa, huwa Burundi kwa judo tunajitahidi kabisa, tunatoka wa kwanza.